Ever write an email and think, ugh, there's got to be a better way to make this sound, really professional? Or maybe you're drowning in research, wishing you could just like pull out the important stuff instantly.
Like wanting that magic button, right?
Exactly. And what if I told you that magic button is kind of already here, hidden inside AI?
That's the exciting thing about this whole world of AI prompt engineering. It's like you're learning the secret code to unlock the real power of AI.
And that's what we're diving into today, right? With this article, AI Prompt Engineering, What It Is and 15 Techniques for 2024. Love the title. Gets right to the point.
Straightforward. And it's packed with actual examples, which is key. Plus, it covers all the big players. ChatGPT, Google's Gemini.
Yeah, it's not messing around. But the best part is, you don't need to be like a coding genius to get this.
Not at all. This is about getting good at talking to AI, asking the right questions the right way. That's how you get those amazing results.
And it's not some far-off thing either. This article blew my mind with how people are already using this stuff. There's this one example, a web design agency needed a catchy tagline, right? Nailed it with a well-crafted AI prompt.
See, perfect example. A little bit of prompt engineering goes a long way. It's all about understanding how it works, like providing clear context.
Right, context. So say you're asking about green technologies, super broad.
Way too broad. But refine that. Say green technologies and transportation, boom, laser focused.
Okay, so context is king. Like you're setting the stage for the AI, right? Giving it the lay of the land before asking it to, work its magic. So what else goes into crafting a truly killer prompt?
Think of it like giving directions. You wouldn't just tell someone, take me to a good restaurant, would you?
Definitely not. I'd be giving them the whole rundown, what kind of food, the vibe, even like how fancy do we want to get?
Exactly. It's the same with AI. You got to be specific, crystal clear instructions. That's key.
Don't be shy about being bossy with your AI. Tell it exactly what you want. A list, a paragraph, code. Oh, and don't forget the tone. Formal, casual. You're the director, right?
100%. That's what's so empowering about this whole prompt engineering thing. You're not just taking what the AI spits out, you're shaping it, directing it. You're in control.
So we've got the context, the instructions. We know what we want the AI to create. What about the techniques themselves? Because this is where the article really dives into some fascinating stuff. Zero shot, one shot, chain of thought prompting.
Yeah, they sound kind of intimidating, but they're really intuitive once you get the hang of it.
Break them down for us. What's zero shot?
So zero shot is like you're asking the AI something totally out of left field. It has to rely solely on the knowledge it already has.
Like a trivia question. No hints, no context. Got it. Okay, then what about one shot?
One shot is where you give the AI one example to guide it. Say you need a product description written in a specific style. You show it one example, and it picks up on the tone, the formatting, everything.
Ah, so it's learning by example. Clever. Okay, I'm ready for the advanced stuff. What is this chain of thought prompting all about?
All right, so this is where it gets really interesting. Imagine you're trying to solve a complex problem, right? Instead of hitting the AI with one massive question.
Which I would totally do, by the way.
Chuckles. We've all been there. But with chain of thought, you break it down into smaller, more manageable prompts. You're basically guiding the AI's thought process step by step, like a teacher would.
Oh, so instead of asking for the answer directly, you're kind of walking the AI through the logic, helping it get there.
Exactly. And this is really cool because it actually mirrors how humans learn. Breaking things down into smaller steps makes it easier for the AI to understand and process. And what's really interesting is you often get more comprehensive, more insightful answers that way. It's not just about getting an answer, but understanding the why behind it.
That makes a lot of sense. And the article even gave this example where ChatGPT, using that chain of thought approach, totally aced this multi-part question. So this isn't just theory, it actually works. But I gotta ask, if these like basic techniques are already so powerful, what's next?
Well, that's where we get into the really advanced stuff. Things like implicit information injection and even, get this, AI generating its own prompts.
Hold on, wait, back up. AI writing prompts for itself. Okay, that's just next level. We have got to dig into that right after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. AI writing prompts for itself. That's where we left off. And I gotta say, my mind is still a little blown.
It's wild, right? This whole idea of automatic prompt engineering.
Yep.
But before we get too far down that rabbit hole, let's circle back to that other advanced technique. What was it called?
Implicit information injection. Sounds kind of sneaky.
A little bit. But it's more like instead of outright telling the AI what tone to use, you're kind of subtly guiding it, you know?
Okay, so let's write this email formally. More like, what? Give me an example.
Sure. So instead of saying write a formal email, you might say something like, what's the best way to approach my boss about this sensitive topic? You're slipping in those cues without being too obvious about it. So it's like, I'm thinking formal, but I'm not actually saying the word formal. It's all about being indirect.
Precisely. And the AI picks up on it. The article had this great example asking for quick tips. Just by saying quick tips, you're implying you want a concise, casual response.
It's like we're speaking in code.
Yeah.
AI whisperer code. Okay, but back to the AI writing its own prompts. Are we talking about, like, robots taking over the world here?
Not quite. Think of it more as the AI is becoming a better collaborator. Imagine it could observe what makes a successful prompt, experiment, learn, and then use that knowledge to generate even better prompts on its own. So it's basically learning from the best, which is us. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But isn't that a little, I don't know, unnerving?
I get it. It's new territory for sure. But remember, it's still working within the parameters we set. It's just getting really, really good at optimizing those parameters for the best possible outcome.
So it's not so much AI going rogue, it's more like it's taking the reins on some of the more tedious parts of prompt engineering, freeing us up to, focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. Think of the potential. AI automating complex research tasks, generating creative content in seconds, even personalizing educational materials on the fly. It's not about replacing us, it's about making us even better at what we do.
Okay, now that's exciting. But this all sounds amazing in theory, right? How's this actually playing out in the real world?
It's not even a question of if anymore, it's how. We're talking programmers using this to write and debug code faster, marketers creating SEO-friendly articles, virtual assistants that actually seem to get you.
No more arguing with my GPS, sold. But they even mention medical diagnoses research. That's getting serious.
It is. Imagine an AI that can analyze symptoms, go through mountains of medical research, and suggest potential treatments, all based on carefully engineered prompts. It's about helping doctors make faster, more informed decisions. Ultimately, better care for patients.
Wow. Okay, that's impressive. We've gone way beyond asking AI to write us a poem or something, haven't we? This is real-world problem solving.
Exactly. And that's why this skill is so important to develop now. It's not just a cool trick. It's about adapting to a world where AI is only going to become more integrated into our lives.
So for our listeners who are like, okay, I'm ready to jump in, let's do this, what should they keep in mind? What's the secret sauce to good prompt engineering?
First and foremost, it's a conversation. You're collaborating with the AI, not just bossing it around. Don't be afraid to experiment, mess up, try again. That's how you figure out what works.
Trial and error. Got it. So it's a learning process like anything else. The more you practice, the better you get at speaking the AI's language.
Exactly. And pay attention to the feedback. If the AI isn't giving you what you want, ask yourself why. What little tweaks can you make to your prompts to get it closer to what you're looking for?
Like fine-tuning a recipe. Right. Okay, that makes sense. But AI is constantly evolving. What's next? What can we expect down the line?
That's the exciting part. This technology is moving so fast. The article hinted at things like AI being seamlessly integrated with augmented reality and virtual reality.
Wait, hold up. So instead of just typing prompts, we could be interacting with AI in immersive 3D environments. This is starting to sound like Ready Player One here.
Exactly. Imagine a virtual assistant that can not only answer your questions, but show you exactly how to do something in a simulated environment. Or real-time language translation during a conversation, no more language barriers.
Okay, that's next level. The article also mentioned something called cross-domain creativity. What is that?
So imagine AI becoming this ultimate creative partner, blending ideas and concepts from different fields, music, art, literature, even science.
So we could see AI helping artists create entirely new art forms, or musicians composing symphonies based on scientific data. This is blowing my mind again.
It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and it all comes back to prompt engineering.
It's like we're on the verge of this new renaissance, and prompt engineering is the paintbrush, the chisel, the musical instrument. It's how we're going to create in this new world.
What a fantastic analogy. And the better we get at using these tools, the more amazing those creations will be.
This has been an incredible journey so far, but let's bring it back down to earth for a second. We've covered so much from the basics all the way to the mind-blowing future stuff. If our listeners could take away just one thing from all of this, what would you want it to be?
That's easy. Don't be afraid to experiment. AI is here to stay, and prompt engineering is your key to navigating it.
It's like being handed the keys to a spaceship. Sure, it looks complicated, but with a little practice, you can fly this thing anywhere.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So to our listeners, dive in, get your hands dirty, see what amazing things you can create.
You heard it here first, folks. The future of AI is waiting to be written, and you get to hold the pen. That's it for this deep dive into the world of AI prompt engineering. We hope you enjoyed the journey as much as we did. Until next time, keep asking those thought-provoking questions, keep exploring, keep learning. So we've talked about how to fine-tune those AI requests, all those little details that make a big difference, and we even got a glimpse of that future where AI is practically composing symphonies of creativity, which, whoa. But before we wrap things up, let's talk about the so what. Why should all this matter to, the person listening right now?
It's easy to get caught up in the can we and forget to ask, well, should we? But this article does a great job of highlighting that AI isn't some far-off thing, some threat or promise way in the future. It's already here, woven in to all the tools we use every single day.
It's that smarter email button, the way our phones predict what we're about to type. Heck,
Yeah.
even those shopping recommendations that are a little too good sometimes. So knowing how to talk to AI, it's becoming less of a cool party trick and more like essential, right?
Exactly. And think about it. No matter what you do, marketing, healthcare, education, even just trying to manage your inbox, being able to use AI effectively, that's going to be huge.
Okay, you've convinced me. Where do I sign up for AI fluency classes? But seriously, the article mentioned some pretty mind-blowing stuff for the future. Anything that really stood out?
Honestly, that concept of cross-domain creativity, it really captured my imagination, The idea that AI could not just copy us, but actually blend different fields in ways we haven't even thought of yet. It's
Well,
amazing.
it's like, what would a sculpture inspired by quantum physics even look like? Or a jazz album that incorporates climate modeling algorithms. The lines between art and science, they just start to get all blurry and fascinating.
And that's what I hope people listening take away from this. This isn't just about some technical skill. It's about a whole new way of thinking, of solving problems, even expressing ourselves. Prompt engineering is a tool, but it's human ingenuity that's going to really shape how it's used.
So well said. So to everyone listening, whether you're a tech whiz or just curious about this whole AI thing, don't underestimate how powerful it is to learn how to talk to AI. It's a skill that will serve you well.
And remember, you don't have to be an expert to jump in and start playing around. Experiment with different prompts, see what happens. Most importantly, have fun with it.
That's right. Have fun. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of AI prompt engineering. We hope you enjoyed exploring all this with us. Until next time, keep asking those thought-provoking questions, keep being curious, and keep the learning adventure going.